Nunnery, Daescu, a team that's played together, won together this season.
Wow!
The big man puts it away. The men with the Midas touch. Daescu and Nunnery take the gold.
Gold medalists here are Andrei Daescu and Rob Nunnery.
Outstanding performance by Andrei Daescu and Rob Nunnery.
It seems like every Sunday is the same thing. Andrei Daescu, Rob Nunnery making an appearance on championship court on Championship Sunday, and more often than not taking home the gold medal. Already have captured 5 as a duo on tour this season. Daescu, the 35-year-old out of Palm Beach, Florida, 10 golds in men's doubles this season. Half of those coming with Rob Nunnery, the 38-year-old out of Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Nunnery with 6 total gold medals this year. This duo really got together post New York and have made a run since then, moving forward, establishing themselves as the premier men's doubles duo on this tournament. They're going to be taking on Stefan Auvergne and Daniel De La Rosa, a newer partnership, but Stefan Auvergne, the 34-year-old, did hand Daescu and Nunnery a loss back in Chicago with John Sincola. That one went to a championship tiebreaker, and he is playing with Daniel De La Rosa, a world champion racquetball player who's making his appearance on Championship Sunday, the 30-year-old out of Gilbert, Arizona. This one's an interesting matchup. We saw this in the winner's bracket final. It went very heavily in the way of Daescu and Nunnery. What is this match going to come down to? What changes, quite frankly, do Auvergne and De La Rosa have to make?
It's not, well, it is changed.
That changed.
It was lopsided, let's be honest.
Let's not stay in a cross-court dink. That's one of them.
Let's not stay in a cross-court dink. Let's pull the trigger. And what I'm looking for is something very similar to what we just saw in the women's doubles final. It's going to be how Millie Rain and Bobby Oshiro pulled the trigger on Bar and Fudge. I'm going to look for De La Rosa and Auvergne to try and pull that trigger. If they do that, they're going to start to put a little pressure on Daescu and Nunnery. So we'll see what they do, because they did not do that in that winter bracket final.
Rob Nunnery not feeling 100% throughout this tournament. Talked to him just moments before taking the court. Said he felt a little bit better than he did yesterday. That's good news for Andrei Daescu, maybe bad news for Stefan Auvergne and Daniel De La Rosa. Something to pay attention to, Chad. Auvergne's backhand has been so much improved over the course of this season.
Yeah, he's put some work in specifically on that backhand. As far as the backhand cross-court dink, we're now seeing the reach-in flick and a two-hand attack as well. So he's always had that big forehand and he's had the power, but cleaning up that backhand and adding a couple more weapons is what has helped him down the stretch here of this season go deeper into the draws.
Auvergne, the lefty that grew up in France, packs a ton of power, as does Daniel De La Rosa. So they have the firepower to match Rob Nunnery and Andrei Daescu here in this men's doubles gold medal match.
Well, we've already seen Daescu and Nunnery struggle a little bit with those aggressive players, specifically Andre Mick and CJ Klinger back in St. Louis. And then Auvergne and Sincola in Chicago.
Those matches, the only two where Daescu and Nunnery took home a silver medal as they open with a point here in this gold medal match.
1-0-2.
Monster forehand there from Auvergne.
I mean, how do you get this first one back? Did Daescu just full extension, but that's just too big from Auvergne here down the middle. 0-1-1.
Backhand flick put away through the middle from Nunnery, already looking more energetic than he did at any point yesterday.
Well, and the issue here with Auvergne and De La Rosa, too, and this is what we saw toward the end of the winner's bracket final from Nunnery and Daescu. And I'll finish it right there because they just did what they needed to do. If Auvergne and De La Rosa don't put the pressure on Daescu and Nunnery, they are going to put the pressure on them. And Daescu tried to do it a little bit there. But one thing that Nunnery and Daescu are not going to allow to happen this week is that they have the tone set against them. De La Rosa tries to go a little too big right there.
And De La Rosa and Auvergne have their first lead. They did not lead at all in the winner's bracket final. That one heavily skewed in favor of Daescu and Nunnery, 11-1, 11-3.
It's just, again, it's what they needed to do from the get-go, and they are just playing with a ton of pressure right now.
1-2-2. Nice reach across backhand winner from Auvergne.
Well, much better job by Auvergne staying up at the kitchen line, not backing up. He takes that ball out of the air. He's long enough to stay up there and can reach in, and he's really worked on that backhand flick, too.
Auvergne's game just continuing to get better as he gets more familiar with the game of pickleball. What a point construction there. De La Rosa coming across to finish.
Yeah, it's an excellent step over there from De La Rosa. Auvergne goes down the line to the backhand side of Nunnery. He's hugging the middle just a little bit, gets extended, but De La Rosa comes over and applies that pressure before any recovery is allowed.
Nunnery can't handle the serve. Another point for Auvergne and De La Rosa. 4-1 here to start us off in game one of the men's doubles gold medal match. De La Rosa going right at the feet of Andrei Daescu.
Well, it's like they actually went back to the drawing board and figured out what do we do well. All right, it is play fast, play hard, and that's exactly what you're seeing from De La Rosa and Auvergne right now. It is third shot drive, and let's crash and see what we can get off of that fourth shot block.
Daescu and Nunnery have called a timeout, trailing by 4 here in game number 1. What does the top seed in the tournament need to do to start to impose their will on Auvergne and De La Rosa?
Well, this one right here is just a, it's a reset timeout. It's a freeze timeout. They are going to come out of this one, and rather than looking at countering back and that deeper ball off of that drive from either Auvergne or De La Rosa, you'll probably see a little bit more of absorption, trying to get that ball down, having Auvergne and De La Rosa try to attack from the feet or at least below the knees, because then it's much more difficult to try to keep that ball in. Nunnery and Daescu are extremely smart players. That's a reason why they're in the position that they are.
Nunnery and Daescu with a heavy tennis background. Daescu playing at the University of Oklahoma. Rob Nunnery at the University of North Carolina, Asheville. Lets that one go.
And so you see a little bit more of a slice return there from Nunnery that stays down. Auvergne isn't able to keep that one in.
That reset by Rob Nunnery,
big swing,
was huge in that point.
But Auvergne was sitting dead red on this speed up from Nunnery. He got so big on it that he completely pulls off of it and goes edge guard.
Nunnery getting a little love off the tape.
Why not?
And we have seen the net factor in a ton of points over the course of the tournament here in Dallas this weekend.
Yeah, that one just gets on him a little quicker, is a little bit more deeper and powerful return from Auvergne there.
2-5-2.
Auvergne spinning it up right into the right hip of Rob Nunnery to earn the side out.
Well, that's a perfect spot there for Auvergne. He goes at the body, but like you just said, Dorian, right hip, perfect spot, jams him up.
Nunnery returning the favor on De La Rosa.
Yeah, and the adjustment there was Nunnery gets on top of it, just punches it down.
Ball spraying off of the edge of De La Rosa's paddle onto championship court 2. So across 3 rows of stands. Listen, there is no lack of power here on championship court in this matchup.
No, these 4 boys, no lack of power, but again, you're going to want to see Daescu and Nunnery try and take that power away.
Oh, there's no taking away that kind of power, Dom. De La Rosa just punishes that ball.
I dare you to try and call it out because you know what? You didn't even see
Nope.
it.
I didn't. You didn't. No one did.
Nope.
Nunnery gets an elevated ball to put away, and by comparison, that ball's coming off the paddle hard, and it looked like nothing compared to De La Rosa.
Well, you know, when you're talking about somebody that's slapping a racquetball around.
And is the best in the world when he does it, no less, as Auvergne makes the error into the tape.
Don't mind that error from Auvergne one bit because he's staying within what they need to do. What a drop. That's dirty cross court from Nunnery. He dots the tee on the sideline and kitchen line.
Nunnery pushes it wide. Second server, but how about the hands from Nunnery to even block that shot from De La Rosa?
Well, even as much pressure as De La Rosa and Auvergne are going to put on him, Daescu and Nunnery are going to reset a lot.
Oh,
you want to talk about a dirty shot from Nunnery. That forehand roll might be the best one on tour.
Well, yeah, and it's an excellent change of direction there from Nunnery. He sells it with the body, but he's also doing it with a straight arm, so it's just a layback of the wrist. Very difficult to tell where he's going to go with it.
Oh, he baited him into it right there, and De La Rosa was sitting fastball, pulls the string, goes change up down the line, and throws De La Rosa off just enough.
4 straight points have tied it at 6-6-2 here in game number 1. Auvergne and De La Rosa ran out to a 6-2 lead. Coming out of the timeout, Daescu and Nunnery have found some momentum.
Oh, got his
Nunnery
paddle.
tagging Auvergne as they take their first lead of the match.
Well, that ball was going well wide, but Auvergne, as he turned, catches the very edge of the paddle.
That red S on that Selkirk paddle of Auvergne might as well have been a bullseye there for Rob Nunnery as he goes right off of it. Talk about momentum shifting in the blink of an eye. That's exactly what we have here.
Kind of had the same effect as waving the red flag in front of a bull. Just hit it here. As we... Auvergne and De La Rosa want to take a timeout to talk about it, but let's take a look at this Vlasic firefight of the match coming off of the paddle of Daniel De La Rosa. An absolute rocket right back through the middle. You're not going to see a pickleball hit harder than that.
He absolutely demolishes his ball. I'm surprised no one's checking this ball to see if it's broken after he hits that ball.
That ball had a family, sir. A little bit of levity never hurts on Championship Sunday.
Yes. Excuse me, sir.
After the timeout, 7-6-2 in favor of the top seeds.
7-6-2.
Rob Nunnery, that is ridiculous. Now, did we just get a chest to forehead?
A chest to forehead bump.
Somehow Nunnery gets those balls back. And it's this one right here. It just squeaks over the net. Oh, come on.
Daescu was there to cover,
Yeah.
too. Nunnery didn't feel it, though, because he was on full sprint right here. Pure scramble mode from Daescu and Nunnery. Great job.
See,
Auvergne coming up short as Nunnery starting to apply a little bit more pressure there.
but the difference is that Auvergne is driving that cross court. It's giving Nunnery a little bit more reaction time that he can put a good counter swing on it.
Nice speed up there from Nunnery, picking the right spot.
So I'm going to go a little baseball reference here too, Ched, because you'll agree with this, is the more you see 96 to 100,
Oh, it's
better
easy
you're
to
gonna
hit.
be, right?
You're
And
timing it up.
And so here's exactly what's happening is now that Daescu and Nunnery have seen the drives, they've timed them up a lot better, and now they're countering them.
Nunnery going right into the hip of De La Rosa. Come on, and another point. It's 9-6.
Yeah, they're just timed them up a lot better now, and now they're feeling it. Now, what do Auvergne and De La Rosa do to counter that?
And that comes down to where you have to change spot, you have to change eye levels, and you have to change speeds, not just sit at Mach 10 every single ball.
So you need to throw in a changeup, screwball, and a slider.
No, you need to go at
spot right there.
90%, 80%, 70%.
Like that speed up right
Yeah.
there from Nunnery, instead of going hard right down the line, he goes at like 60 right at the body of De La Rosa.
Earns a game point.
Well, that was just a little too big there for Nunnery. He got excited.
Daescu and Nunnery still with a game point as its second server, 10-6-2. De La Rosa can't get out of the way, and game one goes to Daescu and Nunnery, 11-6. This much has the feel of last championship Sunday. Daescu and Nunnery taking the gold in that men's doubles gold medal match as we take a look at our Vlasic Instant Classic from Atlanta.
Cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it. This isn't a robbery. Hands in the sky if you got a dream. Learn nothing was blocking me. I was the problem, the only one stopping me. I didn't like it, I had to refocus. Now I'm devoted, I know where I'm going. Controlling emotions, I'm owning the moment. In order to get it, see, you gotta want it. This type of flow make a living break. Confessions over these 808. Don't sleep on the key, better stay away. I mean, for heaven's sake, I'ma be the best. Came from the endless, playing with the games, mixing with the chest. Beating on my chest, trying to get my rest. Watch me while I flex. Every win is a blessing, and every L is a lesson. So when I run into rejection, I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances are important and likely. Excuses, they never excite me.
What a weekend that was. What a weekend this has been. And there are still 2 tournaments left on our Discount Tire upcoming schedule. APP Houston Open coming up next, October 25th through the 29th. That is going to be so much fun. Great city, great venue, as Dom and Chad pointed out, great food.
Yes,
so all the reasons to go to Houston to watch some pickleball, and then wrapping things up with the APP U.S. Indoor Championships, November 29th through December 3rd in Rosemont, Illinois. Guys, what a season this has been.
We're going to eat in Houston.
That is Dom's overarching thought on the entire season. Food in Houston.
I've been looking forward to Houston the whole time because I'm telling you, last year that was the best food I had.
De La Rosa sends it long to earn a side out for Daescu and Nunnery. You guys haven't had any good food in Dallas? Come on now. What about our fair food, Dom?
We had some great fair
We had
food.
some great fair
Everything
food.
was fried.
Well, for me, when you have a child with you,
You're just going to complain about it for the next year?
No. I'm just saying, there are times where you go out and you spend a couple $100 on dinner. One of them is not when you have a 9-year-old with you and you're spending $60 for a plate of food.
I'll take your word for it.
They're happy with $4 chicken nuggets and a basket of fries.
I'm happy with that, too, to be honest.
Oh, De La Rosa reads this so well. Slides to his left, but again, the issue is you get too big and try and do too much. He's just got to punch that down. He tries to do just a little too much.
Ooh.
Auvergne catching the line on the backhand flip to earn the side out. That was a nice ball.
But that was a much better exchange right there, and the anticipation was better as well. So the speed up, you anticipate that that's going to come back, and you're right on top of it. Oh, get out.
Have to win this point now. What a behind-the-back reset from Stefan Auvergne.
He was beat.
SportsCenter top 10
That was
written all over it.
That was the only option he had.
Pickleball becoming a staple in the Sports Center top 10. De La Rosa can't come up with that.
0-1-2.
Daescu getting a little big, puts it into the net.
Yeah, and he tries to counter that one and get on top of it, put it down, but like you said, just gets a little big, catches it late, so that goes straight down into the net.
See, De La Rosa's in transition on that ball. Rip that. He is halfway there. Put pressure on. See what you get on the next. He just goes with an easy drop.
Wow.
Uncharacteristic serve error off the paddle of Daescu.
Yeah, that's not something you're going to see every day. I mean, Daescu doesn't have the biggest serve. He likes to put a lot of spin on it, but that ball missed by a couple of feet.
1-2-2. And Daescu misses another as that ball floated up and just pushed it long.
Well, and to add insult to injury, he got called for a foot fault as well. So it's a foot fault, and he hits it out. So nothing going his way on that point. But a good start to game 2 here for Auvergne and De La Rosa.
Getting the exact kind of start they needed.
Oh, that
Auvergne,
stays
the
in.
roll on the forehand winner to make it 3-1.
By catching the edge guard or the edge of the paddle right there, that helped him. If he hits that in the middle of the paddle, that's a foot deep.
Nunnery, the backhand flick roll. That's signature Rob Nunnery.
It is, but the issue right there is that ball, unfortunately for Auvergne, is De La Rosa's, because the further that De La Rosa pulls and pushes Nunnery to the sideline, Auvergne has to watch sideline because Nunnery can flip down that sideline.
Auvergne forehand push pays dividends. Another point.
A little hip check in there.
Yeah, there's a little miscommunication there in the middle as Daescu and Nunnery actually collided. Heavy top spin there from Rob Nunnery again on that backhand. It's giving De La Rosa some trouble through that transition. Oh.
Crushed off of the paddle of Stefan Auvergne.
But that's I don't know how he missed the net.
That's what
right
I was just
there.
going to say.
That's
How do you
so crazy that he went that hard when it's just above the net. Because if he clips the net, I mean, it loses the point. But wow.
Stays out of the kitchen, finds the line. Auvergne forehand side out.
It's set up by the ball prior to that. He's the one who sets it up, too. He pushes behind Daescu. Daescu loses sight of Auvergne for just a second. And as soon as he puts his head down and loses sight of him, Auvergne steps over. Beautiful Ernie.
Auvergne asserting himself more here in this men's doubles gold medal match than did in the winner's bracket final. Can't come up with a backhand pick there.
Well, I like that pressure. I like the step in there from De La Rosa after the drive from Auvergne as well. Ooh. Whoa.
Nunnery just casually says, we're done with this point.
Bang, 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 bang. Right here.
Defense is ridiculous.
If you guys can decipher and define what Chad was just doing, I will.
Power, 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 power.
Drop.
Reset.
Auvergne making the error off of the return.
We talk about all the time. So we are at 2-4.
Well, calling a timeout. Let's take a look at this absolutely ridiculous reset by Stefan Auvergne in the middle of the point. He's going to go around to the back, behind his back. That's absurd.
But he pinches middle, so it's the only option that he has.
And it's a perfect reset, though. Watch this. He drops it in beautifully. Right to the feet of Daescu and keeps him right in that point.
That is one of the best resets that you will ever see.
And the best part about it?
Win the point.
They win the point.
Well, you've got to win the point after you come up with a behind-the-back reset.
So what we talk about all the time is you have a team, the #1 seed, on the ropes, right? What can't you do? You cannot make mistakes. You've got to play as clean as possible. Unfortunately, the last point, Auvergne hits a return a serve into the net. Off of a serve, it's not that hard to return. He's got to keep balls in play. You've got to limit those unforced errors.
Smart decision then to call a timeout to immediately reset.
Absolutely. Immediately calling that timeout, reset, and get back in this.
Nunnery coming up wide off the forehand side. For as much love as we've given Daniel De La Rosa for his hand speed, not conventional, but Stefan Auvergne video games was what he was competitive in growing up. Call of Duty 2 French champion. That takes some hand-eye coordination and some fast finger movement.
Yeah, fast fingers, fast reflexes. Ooh, gets off the hand.
Better have some fast reflexes to deal with that firefight. Point Daescu Nunnery.
The perfect reset off the right hand of Rob Nunnery.
How did he keep it off of his body? Another point to tie it at 4-all.
4-4-2.
Elevated ball means an easy backhand put away for Rob Nunnery.
Well, it's just floated right there. As you watch Auvergne, he doesn't get enough wrist on this. He doesn't come over the top and brush it enough. And so by that happening, it goes too high, and Nunnery's going to put that ball away every time.
De La Rosa right at the feet of Rob Nunnery to earn the side out.
Yeah, and Daescu is just a little late in the middle of that firefight. Pops one up. De La Rosa gets on top of it.
4-5-1 Auvergne on serve.
Oh,
come on. Are you kidding?
No!
Oh, one behind the back, ridiculous shot. Auvergne can't come up with the second. Gotta appreciate the effort, though.
It's and one pickleball.
Oh, just hits it off the edge of the paddle. Doesn't get the shape that he wants to bring that one back in.
It ties it up 5-all here in game 2.
Yep, it's just dialed in, timed up right now. So Daescu and Nunnery, they're not phased by the pace anymore. They have it dialed in, and now instead of just blocking it, they're countering it.
Yeah.
Auvergne's like, I wore that, I know.
No, that's all right. Daescu's still playing it just in case. He thought that Auvergne had gotten a paddle on it, but
Well, that's what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
right? Play until the whistle or the
Let it-
referee calls it dead.
letting him know that it did get him off the chest.
Nunnery getting jammed up, trying to prevent that center mass.
Yeah, it's a good push speed up there from De La Rosa. Elevates it into the right armpit.
Auvergne, little big. Another point for Daescu and Nunnery as it's now 2 points. This is around the time in game number 1 where they really started to separate themselves.
Oh my good. De La Rosa played that ball behind him. He puts the paddle way back and just resets from behind his body like it was nothing. The hands so soft.
Yeah.
Nunnery just baited Auvergne.
Well, it's a good ball there from Nunnery. Kind of sensing that Auvergne's going to go for it. Just a nice, soft ball over the top of the net. Drops down. Oh.
I missed that on purpose. De La Rosa lets it go. Daescu was there for the ATP defense. Auvergne finishes it off.
Well, good speed up there from De La Rosa to start that. Auvergne gets the finish.
6-7-2. De La Rosa went to rip the forehand, found the net instead.
I like it. It's not a bad decision right there. He's about a quarter of an inch from it being perfection.
But that's how slim the margins are when you get to this level. You do not have that extra quarter inch for error.
There it is again.
You do. You're just going to miss 2 of them into the top of the net.
Exactly. And that's
If you want to take home the gold medal against the team that's won 5, you don't have that kind of margin. Oh, how about the defense from Daescu to get that ball back?
Well, and Auvergne was off balance after this one here. with Daescu getting it back. He ends up coming flat on top of it.
Daescu and Nunnery now 2 points away from taking their 6th gold medal as a duo here on the APP Tour. That brings up championship point as De La Rosa puts it in the net.
What's the difference? Errors down the stretch.
It's the same thing as what happened, right?
Yep.
In the women's final, is that what happened was all of a sudden you have Barn Fudge on the ropes, and then they get 1-2 points, and then it was 3-4, and then it was over with no timeout. And it's who can finish at the end. And right now, it's all Daescu and Nunnery finishing right now.
And Daescu and Nunnery have taken control in each of the games about midway through, really separating themselves from Auvergne and De La Rosa. But to Auvergne and De La Rosa's credit, much more competitive showing coming out. And they've had moments where they have really been able to impose their will.
I'm going to say this. If De La Rosa and Auvergne play clean, we're going to game to 15 tiebreaker. But unfortunately, with the play style, the aggressive play style, there's high risk, high reward. And you get those runs where it's like, yes, everything's flowing, and then you get the runs like we just saw where we're being aggressive, but we're catching the net cord.
10-6-1.
Oh.
A foot fault on Auvergne, and Daescu and Nunnery are golden once again as they take the men's doubles gold medal 11-6, 11-6 over Stefan Auvergne and Daniel De La Rosa. We will hear from the winners when we come back here on Championship Court. It's the 2023 APP Dallas Open.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Take
for...
a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time. 002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Ah, retirement. It's not all one big vacation. It's great to find purpose by trying a new activity. Keep an active social life, but don't forget to make new friends too. As always, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Ah, isn't it wonderful to be retired?
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us with the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP. It's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
In your Boca Raton championship point here, men's pro doubles. Chad, a nice win here for Daescu and Nunnery.
It is, and we talked about it in women's doubles, and it's the same here. Whoever plays clean at pickleball down the stretch is going to take the championship, and Daescu and Nunnery got themselves in trouble early on, but they were strong down the stretch, and unfortunately for Auvergne and De La Rosa, the foot fault there on the Ernie attempt. But it's Nunnery and Daescu taking home another gold. And the patented chest bump right there. Dorian Kraft is courtside with all 4 of our players.
Thanks, Chad. Everyone give it up one more time for our men's doubles gold medal match. Both teams playing fantastic here this afternoon. Rob and Andrei will get to you guys in just 1 second. Daniel and Stefan, this was a matchup that you guys wanted coming back into this gold medal match. You had the chance in the winner's bracket final. There were moments where you were able to impose your will. What was the game plan coming into today?
We stay a little bit patient. Yesterday it was we started a little bit slow and this time attacking, and we couldn't do anything. We couldn't adjust it. We tried to adjust it. It was too late. But yeah, we talk about a little the strategy, and then they play great. That's why they are the #1 seed, and then they've been playing for all this time in the championship course. So I'm very happy for them and stuff. But it's always fun to be on the other side of the net with Stefan for sure.
Well, you talk about it's fun to be on the side of the net with Stefan. This is a new partnership for you on the APP Tour. Stefan, what works about Daniel's game and complements yours so well?
I mean, I love his aggression, his drive. I like the crash, and he could do great also poaching, so I think it works really well. And then he's also great at the kitchen line, so we're pretty versatile, which I like. Yeah.
Well, it never hurts when you can go behind the back to get some of those resets. Everyone give it up one more time. Daniel De La Rosa and Stefan Auvergne, your silver medalists in the men's doubles. It's now time for our gold medal interview powered by Franklin. Rob, Andrei. You guys, Rob, I know you're feeling better today. You looked better out there today, moving pretty well. This is a matchup that was a little bit tougher coming out to the beginning. You were down 5-1, called the timeout. What did you guys discuss to get yourselves back into that game one and really take control?
Honestly, I think we came out a little flat. Even though we, consciously coming on the court, we're pretty dialed in and focused. They got on us early, and props to them for getting out to that lead. Andrei and I just had to step up the energy a little bit, so we got a little bit more vocal. But, hats off to Stefan and Daniel. I mean, Stefan's gotten the better of us this year on a couple occasions. So we knew we had our work cut out for us, and fun to have Daniel over here on the APP. It's fun. It's always fun for new matchups. So good job, guys.
Well, it's definitely fun watching you guys. Andrei, yesterday you said that you don't necessarily look for tempo, but you look for balls where you feel like it's the right spot. What is it that you see that allows you to exploit your opponents?
Well, today I didn't see it too well, especially at the start. But in general, I've played this game for a long time now, and a lot of my decisions are based on instinct. Props to them. They came out firing. Win is a little different than it was yesterday. It's the first match of the day as well, and they came out playing really well. We were a little slow, like Rob said, but we were able to get it back together, stabilize a little bit, and then we went on a good run to finish the first game, and went on a really good run to finish the second game as well. So just happy to get a title here with Rob. Congrats to Daniel and Stefan on a great run, and just very excited to get another gold medal on the APP Tour.
All right, well, it's a quick turnaround for you. Let's get you those gold medals for this men's doubles match. Everyone give it up one more time. Rob Nunnery and Andrei Daescu, your winners in the men's singles here at the 2023 APP Dallas Open.